gave you some extra time to talk and have fun with each other. But now I am here for this lesson of prepositions, which is something that everybody kind of wants to learn about, prepositions. Uh, my nose is a little runny, unfortunately, sorry. And I'm gonna have to blow my nose. I don't want you guys to see this, but ah, that feels much better. Funny, because what I just did was called, I just blew my nose. It's called to blow your nose. And in Russia, you can't blow your nose in front of people or, well, I wouldn't say that. You can't really blow your nose at a dinner table or where people eat. In America, you could blow your nose anywhere, right at the dinner table. Nobody cares. Just don't get anything from your nose onto the goddamn food. But other than that, you could blow your nose anywhere. In Russia, they're like, go to the bathroom to blow their nose. So, get your ass in the motherfucker. All right, so prepositions. This is definitely going to be a good lesson. I want to try to figure out a way to make it fun and make it very interesting. Prepositions. I want to give sentences with every preposition. Well, not every, but all the important prepositions, okay? So I have a list here, okay? And it has 29 different prepositions. And basically has in, inside, on, at, near, under, over, below, above, round and around, through, among, between, behind, in front of, along, across, up, down, opposite, onto, off, into, out of, past, next to, by, beside, against, over, from, to, and towards, okay? Now, what's funny is with prepositions, with a lot of these prepositions that I just named, they can be used to explain certain funny videos. So this is what I want to do, right? I wish I could put the complete list of prepositions. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to put a list of prepositions here. Okay, it's going to have 3 types of prepositions for you to focus on today. There's going to be location, time, and movement. Location, time, and movement. What the fuck? Okay, yes. Location, time, and movement. And I'm going to put this on the screen, and hopefully you guys will be able to save this onto your computers. Hopefully you will be able to. Okay, let me show you first. And here you go. Here's the list. Now, maybe you guys can make a screenshot or something, or maybe there's a way I could put the file here. Maybe there's a way I could put a file there, because I want all of you guys to be able to have, you can save, yes, if you can save that image, that'd be great. I see people are still saying hi to each other, so I'll give you guys another minute or two. I see you're still saying hello, because if you can save this, that'll be great. That'll be great. So we all know location, time, and movement. Just in case you guys don't know location, time, and movement, most of you are Russian, so let's say it in Russian. What's location in Russian? Как сказать? Yes, save that. Как сказать location по-русски? Location like место. Место? I'm guessing место, but I can be wrong. So definitely let me know. Место. Okay, место, that's location. Then there's time. Time is время. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Time is время. Okay. Okay, and then last one is movement. Oh, shit. Movement. That's a hard one. Movement. You can write it in Russian. It's better to write it in Russian because the English letters are going to confuse me. It's better to write it in Russian. The link. Yes, thanks for the link. Okay, движение or движение. Я не знаю. Движение or движение, because sometimes they don't. Okay, yeah. All right, excellent. So now we understand all 3 of them. And so everyone has this saved. Let me remind you, save photo onto comp, please. Save the photo onto your computer. So as you watch videos, you can see the list. And I'm going to try to scratch every single preposition. Or, well, I won't be able to do it all in one lesson. But as we watch these videos, I will give you a small 3 to 4 word sentence using one of these prepositions that relate to the video. Okay, so let me go get the video. I'm going to get rid of the picture soon. So if you didn't save it, please save it now. So I'm definitely going to get rid of it because I can't have a picture and a video on the screen at the same time. I can't do it. Okay, so so I'm getting rid of it, guys. It's going away in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're not going to do it like we usually do it. Like we watch it once, we watch it again, we watch it again. We're not going to do it that way. For the first until 11:40, well, for me 11:40, I would say for the first 30 minutes, for the first 33 minutes, we're going to just watch one clip one time. So you have to pay attention. We're going to watch one clip one time, and I'm going to assign a sentence to it based on what happened using a preposition. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to watch one clip one time. I'm going to give a sentence using a preposition, and it'll be great if you write it down. And then when we're all done, we're going to watch all the clips again, straight ahead without stopping. And as we watch it, I'm going to say the sentence that I used to describe the clip, okay? All right, big bone makes good soup, people, big bone. If you guys like eating those little easy make soups, big bone is the best, all right? So let me get my notepad out. I want to get out my notepad, my little notepad here. Okay, so we're going to go one at a time, all right? So let's do it. First clip. Okay.
Are you okay, honey?
Easy. That one is easy. What am I going to assign to this one? Well, this one, I want to use movement. I want to use movement. So basically, we can say, she fell down. Or you could say, she fell down onto her chin. If you guys want to use it that way, or she fell down onto her chin. Okay, and that's actually two. That's actually two. She fell down onto her chin. She fell down onto her chin. Okay? She fell down onto her chin. Padbaradok, that's chin. I'll write the sentence for you guys. I'll put it here too. She fell down onto her chin. That's the first one. Any questions about that? She fell down onto her chin. So when you, down is vniz. That's the downward motion, vniz, like towards the ground. Onto is basically when it's something goes on top of something else. So when an airplane lands, it lands onto the runway or on the runway. It's similar to on. It lands on or onto the runway, on top of it. So onto is kind of like on top. So she fell down onto her chin, okay? So she fell down onto her chin. Now her chin's probably hurt. Let's get to the next one.
Wait, hold on, James, hold on.
Ooh, okay. Let's get a sentence with that one. That one shouldn't be hard. And this one is, we're gonna do, he fell, okay, we're gonna do, he fell after the swing. He fell after the swing. And when I say swing, I mean verb. He fell after the swing, okay? So what I mean by swing, what you guys need to understand is the swing is a noun and a verb, okay? It's a noun and a verb. The noun is basically any kind of, I guess you could say, big people toy or instrument or plaything that allows someone to go back and forth like this. It's a swing. Anything like that is a swing. So also, to swing is the movement of going like this. So he fell after the swing. So once he swung this way, when he started coming back, he fell. So basically, once it does this, that's a complete swing. Then when it's coming back, he fell down. So he fell after the swing, okay? He fell after the swing. Let me copy, paste this so I don't forget it. Then we move on to the next one. He fell after the swing. Excellent. Next. Oh! Ooh, I didn't see that coming, but we already have our preposition, so let's keep moving. He fell before the swing. He fell before the swing. See the difference? The fat guy's swing did not complete. His swing did not complete. It didn't actually do a complete swing. It was in the process of swinging. Yes, it was swinging, but it didn't finish. So he fell before the swing. He fell before the swing. Did I have before here? Yes. He fell before the swing. So these two are perfect. They're right after each other. Don't worry, we'll watch them again later. But he fell before the swing because the swing did not complete the motion of one complete swing. He's too fat. Next one.
Oh my gosh.
Don't eat before swing. That one's easy. That one's easy. Okay. That one's easy. Over. I want to use over. Where do I have over? They don't have over here? They have, oh, they do. Okay, this one, there's a location. How can we use a sentence with the word over and the clip we just watched? I think this one should be easy for you guys. The preposition over and the clip we just watched. What did he do? Oh, what did he try to do? But that deals with the word over. No one can get it? He jumped, not under. And game over is funny, but not under. Under is below. That's like beneath. He jumped over the fire. He jumped over the fire. He actually did, but not the way he wanted to do it. But yeah, he jumped over the fire. That's what happened in that one. He jumped over it. And why was it over? Because it was above. So see my hand here, over, over, over. That's exactly what happened. He jumped over the fire. Well, yeah, a little into it, but he still kind of jumped over it, you know. All right, next one.
Oh, roll, don't run, roll.
Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Go.
Nice. Who can give me one sentence using the movement into? Into. Who can give me one using into? That one's perfect. Using the preposition into. That one definitely works here with that lady's face. Into. Give you guys 5 seconds because I know there's a little delay, but into. Who can give me one with into? All right, give you 5 seconds. 5. The ball came into the face. Close. You have the right idea. The ball got into her face. Close. Throw into. That would have been the best one, but the tense is wrong. Into the water. Into the water. You're watching the wrong thing. The ball goes straight into the lady's face. Yes, that's true. Just the tense is wrong. He shoot into the mouth. All those are very, very close, and you know how to use into, but the best way to say it is the ball flew. Past tense. The ball flew into her face. The ball flew into her face. It happened already. So it would be like he shot into her mouth. The ball went straight into the lady's eye. Threw into her face. The ball got into her eye. That was actually good. The ball got into her eye. We wouldn't use got there because we know exactly how it got there. So usually when you know how something got somewhere else, we usually use that verb. So he drove into her. He ran into her. He walked into her. It flew into her. He threw it into her face. All those things, if we know how it got there, we usually use the verb that is more specific about how it got there. So the ball went into the face. That would have been good. The ball went into the lady's face. You guys just forgot that it was past. It happened. But yes, this sentence will stick with the ball flew into her face. Right. In slang, common slang, we'll say the ball flew in her face, which is pretty much acceptable all over. You know, you won't get beat up by a teacher for saying that, to be honest. Maybe I wouldn't write it, but you can say it. Next one. Okay, let's see. Let me give you the preposition. Let's see who can use. Let's see who can use from. Who can use from? Who can use from? Dealing with that clip we just saw. From. F-R-O-M. From. And remember, it happened, so it's past tense. I'll give you guys some time. I know there's a delay. But remember, just remember past tense, and I think we all know what from is. How to say, he jumped from the ship. He didn't jump. He didn't jump. That would be good. That would be perfect, but he didn't jump. Appeared from nowhere. That's a good sentence, but I don't think with the video. He fell. There you go. We got it. That's the sentence we're using. He fell down. Exactly. He fell from the boat. That's the sentence we're using. So, Katskazat from Paruski, I'm not sure, maybe Ot, but he fell from the boat. And that basically means, and that's the sentence we're using, people, so write it. He fell from the boat. So when it's from something to another, that's basically like you started at one point, then you got to the other point. But the first point is where it's from. So that's the starting point. So he fell from the boat, and then he ended up, you know, in the water. So, you know, where did he come from? He came from the boat. He fell from the boat. He fell from the boat right into the water. Perfect. Next one, okay? Let's see. Oh my God. All right. Let's try to use the preposition on for this one. Let's use on. Remember, past tense, you saw what happened on. How can we use the preposition on for this one? Oh, sorry. From is s. Okay. Thank you, guys. I didn't know. On. Give you guys another 5 seconds. Just think about the bikers. If you're having trouble with this one, it's easy if you think about where some of those bikers were after the, you know, second half. He fell down on the track. Track? That would be good, but that's not a track. A track is usually pavement. They crashed on the ground. Yeah, yes, ground. Yes, they crashed on the ground. That's close. I might use that one up. I might just change the verb crash, but I'm gonna see if anyone else can come up with a different one. But that one is acceptable. I'm pretty sure they would say that in other English-speaking countries, but we wouldn't use crash necessarily when talking about the ground in America. All of them were sitting on the bike. No, you missed the video. We're going to take this. You can say they fell on the ground or they hit the ground. Fell onto the, we're using the preposition on. They fell, usually when you fall on the floor, like inside, you can say he fell on the floor. In this case, they fell on the ground. They fell on the ground. They fell on the ground. Now, we usually use crash to refer to things colliding with each other like this. So when things crash, it's like a car, thank you. It's like a car and another car, or a bike and a car, or a bike and a person. That's kind of like crashing. So you could say they collided to the ground or they hit the ground, but you know, they fell onto the ground, that one's acceptable, or they fell on the ground. Any of those are acceptable. They fell onto the ground or they fell to the ground. Those work, okay? So that's on. Basically when on, it's like, I believe it's like na, like on top of. So right now, my fingers are standing on the phone, And if you skateboard, you're standing on your skateboard, on, like that. Pretty simple, basic. Na equals on. Perfect. All right, let me copy and put it onto my thingy. All right, pay attention, guys. Next clip. Don't want you to miss it.
Forward. Forward. Near the forward. The other forward.
The other forward? Okay. I want you guys to use I want you guys to use near. I want you guys to use I want to watch it again, but we have to focus. Use the word near. He nearly missed the boat. Okay. He nearly missed the boat. That is a good sentence. He nearly missed the boat. Right. Or in this case, it's better. He actually did miss the boat, so it would be better to say he nearly made it. He nearly made it. That means almost. So when you nearly or you're near to doing something, you almost did it. He absolutely missed the boat. He missed it. But he nearly, yes, he nearly achieved his goal. So let me pick the simplest one. He nearly made it. That'll be the sentence. He nearly made it. Nearly. Close. Almost, but yeah. He's a brave man. I love how, don't worry, we're going to watch them again and laugh. And I'll say all the sentences. But I love just how he just like stepped back a little, then ran forward. So like step back. And then he was going forward and he still didn't make it. And his wife probably divorced him. Man, that was awesome. All right. So he nearly made it. So katkazat nearly paruski, like near. Well, like that was no fucking help. But da почти. Oh, боже мой. God damn it. Почти. You know, me speaking Russian is terrible, but I realize I've been recently hanging out with people who speak no English. Like they never ever speak English to me, and we're able to talk for hours. Nothing. And we're able to talk for hours. So a lot of people laugh when I speak with people in Russia because we'll be in a taxi and a taxi driver will hear one person speaking pure Russian and the other person speaking pure English, and like it sounds very strange. So whenever people hear me speaking in Russian, they're like, what the hell? All right, you guys ready? Next one. Ooh. We all saw that one. All right, let me get one. All right, let's see. A good one for this would be Ooh. Oh, this is going to be a little difficult. This is going to be a little difficult. But I want you guys to use during. I might give you one if you guys can't find one, but during is hard. Because I'll give you a clue. A special effect happened during something. A special effect. During. Well, first I'll see if anyone knows it. Then if anyone can get a sentence with what we just saw and with during, then I'll explain it. And if not, I'll explain it anyway. He flies during waves. Well, yeah, but let's try a different one. And remember, he flew. This is past tense. He flew. Everything we're saying is past tense. We watched it already, so he flew. All right, no one else has one? Okay, I can give one. He didn't know the surface was tough during his jump. Yeah, that's a good sentence. He didn't know the surface was tough during his jump. Yes, you can say that. Or let's keep it simple. Video was in slow motion during his jump. Now I'll explain it. The video was in slow motion during his jump. So somebody asked what during is. If you know how to say during in Russian, okay, that's a good sentence too. What was he thinking about during his jump? Now, we also, the video went in slow motion. The video went in slow motion during his jump. So that during basically means it's happening at the same time as something else. So what things happen while he was jumping? Well, slow motion happened. He jumped, or they did slow motion during his jump. You could also say he was jumping during the waves. So he basically thought he's going to jump into the waves. So he was like, all right, I'm going to jump during the waves so I can get into it. And it didn't work for him. He think that he's a fish. Yes, I think his timing was off. He tried to jump during the incoming of a wave, but he missed it. I think he missed it. He didn't calculate it correctly. So right now I'm giving a lesson during my meal. Same time. I'm giving a lesson and having a meal. I can also say, what are the two things I do at the same time? Typically, I'm thinking about work during the time I'm at the gym. So when I used to go to the gym, I'd work out, but I think about work. I'll be doing those two things at the same time. Or one more example. My friend stayed with me during the rain. My friend stayed with me during the rain. The rain has been very strong in Novosibirsk lately, and my friend had to stay with me for a little bit of time during the rain because it was too wet outside. During, same time, it happens at the same exact time, like simultaneously. Simultaneously is another way to say it. Okay, next one.
כן.
Wow. Wow. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see that? Wow. Let me pick the preposition. Let's try against. Against. Preposition against. Against. There's definitely a way to use this. Against. 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 A ghost? No, that's simple physics. That's just bad luck. Behaved against the law. Oh, the bottle fell against the other one. No, no. The bottle hit against the door. That's close, but it's not a door. We have some words for the bottle fell against the logic. that was cute. Against the glass. Yes, yes, yes. That's it. Against the glass. Well, it can be glass or plastic, but let's just say glass. I'm not sure. So we can say the bottles are leaning on the leaning against the glass, or the bottles are against the glass. You can say the bottles are leaning against the glass. You could also say leaning on the glass, but you could also say the bottles are leaning against the glass. They're leaning against it. So don't be leaning on, don't be leaning against the door. People don't like that. What's another way to say this? Like, this person's luck is against him. It's like the opposite direction. It's like opposite when it's against. It's opposite. So basically, the glass has a force this way, and the bottles are falling against it, and they're kind of stuck, so they can't move down. It's leaning against the glass or leaning on the glass. Either one can work here. That's how it's working. It's against the glass. So basically, when you go to a door and it says Atsibia, when it says Atsibia, you're pushing the glass. You know, the glass is against you, so you have to push it out of your way. You have to move it. Now, when it says to you, like Dosibia, I forgot, you're pulling it against yourself. So basically against is like force from one way to another. So when two teams are going, like two soccer teams, they're against each other. They're trying to send force from one way to another. That's against, from two opposite sides. So when you open a door, you have to pull it against you. And when you open the door the other way, you have to push it away from you. In both cases, the door is against you. You have to overpower it. You have to give force. And in this case, the bottles are leaning against the glass because they're not strong enough to break it. But if the bottles were very big, very heavy, they would break the glass. the glass wouldn't be able to handle it because there's too much power and the glass would just break and it wouldn't lean against the glass. In order to lean against something, it has to be strong enough to support you. It has to be strong enough. And in this case, the glass is strong enough for the bottles to lean against it. So the bottles are leaning against the glass, okay? Excelente, let me copy that. Okay, copy. Let me put it on my notes. He nearly made it, leaning against the glass. Did I miss one? I don't think so. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, I did miss one. Yeah, the slow motion. Video was in slow motion during his sleep. Okay, next one. Давайте.
I hope you got more jeans or shorts and you're about to get wet.
I won't get wet.
I won't get wet.
Really, man? When principle fails epically. Oh my god, look at that eel!
Where?
He's swinging. He's swinging. He's swinging. Okay, preposition with this one. Let's do inside. Inside. I know one for inside. Let's do inside. How can you use a preposition with this video you just saw using inside? Now this one will be hard because the video is obviously made outside. But the reason why I want to say inside was because I'll give you a clue. I was thinking he wanted to get across the river, but got inside. That's actually good. Holy shit. We could take that one. He wanted to get across the river, but got inside it. That's close. He wanted to cross the river, but ended up inside of it. That one's a good one, but I want to do a shorter one. Inside the lake or inside the water. We usually say in the lake or in the water, but inside also works. But I have an even better one. He fell, past tense, he fell inside the river. That's perfect if you spelled it right. But that's perfect. He fell inside the river. He jumped inside the river when he saw a big fish. Yeah, it was an eel. He failed inside the trouble. No, sweetie, that one doesn't work. Fell, yes, inside the water. Yes, he fell inside the water. But I was hoping there was nothing inside his pockets. That's the first thing that popped in my head. I was hoping there was nothing inside his pockets. You know why? Because if he had his cell phone and his wallet, he's screwed. Hopefully there was nothing inside his pockets. I'm hoping. Because if he had his cell phone, most likely it's broken. If he has credit cards or something, it could temporarily be messed up, temporarily. So hopefully there's nothing inside his pockets. Now, what you guys said with water is fine. You can say he fell inside the lake, all that stuff works. But typically we just say in, like he fell in the lake or he fell in the water, stuff like that. Inside is fine. Yeah, I just finished saying that it's not too common that we say inside. We usually just say like in or into. So we don't usually say inside for water. We don't. Or he really needs and nothing inside his pocket. He should have had nothing inside his pocket. Hopefully he didn't, because his cell phone. That's what I'm thinking, his cell phone. Good thing back then, during the Titanic, good thing those people didn't have iPhones inside their pockets during the Titanic, because all their phones would have been messed up and eaten by sharks. Would have been crazy. But yes, hopefully there was nothing inside his pockets, all right? Next one. Ooh, wow. Okay. Which one? Oh man. Okay. Did we use, let me see if we use this one. Yeah, we use that one. So let's use this one. Let's use toward. Toward. Let's use toward. Toward. Let's use toward. Toward. I love it. He fell toward the camel. No, he didn't fall toward the camel. He did the opposite. He has arrived. No, we're using toward. He's slowly falling from the camel toward the grave. That's close, but it's not a grave there. He fell from, we're using toward. But that was funny, Olga. toward. Sand. Okay, make the sentence. Okay, he slowly fell, or he was slowly falling from the camel toward the sand. Okay, he fell down from the camel toward the sand. All right, that's good. He was supposed to descend, so he leaned toward the head of the camel and fell down from the camel. All right, all those are decent, but I have to try to make it short as possible so it could be an easy sentence for us. He watched as how can I make a short sentence? He fell toward his head. He fell toward his head. No. His head fell toward the sand. The camel leaned toward the sand. Close, but we could say that was a good one though. He fell toward his head, but he didn't fall towards his head. His head fell toward the sand. So that means his head was going in a direction of the sand. So he can't fall towards his own head because it's his head. His head is with him. So his head was falling toward the sand. So you can say his head was falling toward the sand. His head was falling toward the sand. Now, remember, you could also say the camel leaned toward the sand. Yeah. So remember, his head was falling toward the sand. This is during the action of falling. This is when he was in like mid-air looking at the ground. This is during the action of falling toward. Once he is on the floor, once he hits the ground, then his head hit the sand. But before it hit the sand, his head was falling toward the sand. That's the action of his face going to the floor. His head was, and it's funny because he watched as the sand came toward his face. He didn't even use his hands. He barely used his hands. He watched as the sand went toward his face, like, wow, this sand is very beautiful. And then lands right on his face. So that was good. He was falling toward the sand. His head. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, his head was falling toward the sand. His head was falling toward the sand. Definitely correct that, people. His head was falling toward the sand. Yes, thank you for the correction. Definitely. His head was falling towards the sand. Okay? So we got nothing in his pockets. Head was falling towards the sand. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 more. Okay? Let's go. Let's see.
Video.
Kids. Okay? Kids. Plus the simple. So for this one, I want us to use buy. B-Y. Buy. Buy. This one should be easy. Buy. B-Y. I don't think I used this one. Did I? Did I use buy? I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think I used buy. Yes. Buy. B-Y. The kid was his by the falling tower. The kid was hit by the falling tower. Perfect. Perfect sentence. The child was hit by the, we could say blocks, because I believe there were blocks. Or would you say the falling tower? The child was hit by the falling tower. Great one. The strange thing fell on the kid. It's not a strange thing, it's a tower. Kid understand world by toy. Kinda. It was a trap for the kid. Okay, but there's no by there. But yes, the child was hit by the falling tower. So by is like, how can I describe by without using the word by? Okay, so basically, the kid was hit with, or the action of the hit was completed because of the blocks. The blocks are the reason, the blocks are what completed the action of hitting the child. So the child was hit by the blocks is because the blocks are what completed the action towards the child. So the child, yeah, I don't think it was a trap. I think it's just children don't understand things. So they just like touching everything they see. And you're not supposed to touch everything. And sometimes it's good to teach your children not to touch things that you don't know what they are because they can burn themselves. Like, for example, They can be burnt by the stove. A lot of kids get burnt by the stove. The stove is where you готовить, where you cook your stuff, where you cook your food. The child learned the law of gravity by falling blocks. That one works. But you guys know the stove. Как сказать stove по-русски? That's where you готовить. Usually there's 4 places to heat up your food. And you, yeah. Okay, there you go. Plita, right. So they learn if they touch the plita or plita, when they touch the plita, when it's hot, they'll be burnt by the stove. They'll get burnt by the stove. So that means the action was completed with the stove. Plita, yes. So there you go. So one more example. I came here by airplane. I came to Russia by airplane. The action of me coming here was completed with an airplane, or was completed because of the airplane. I came here by plane. Okay, next one. Wait, did I write it? Did I write it? Child was hit by falling tower. Yes, I wrote it. Next. Oh, okay. Okay, that was adorable. Let's try, we're going to use out of. Did we use out of yet? I don't think we did. Let me see. Out of. No, I don't think we use out of. Try to use out of for this one, for what we just saw, out of. How can we use out of here? This one won't be too easy. Out of. Think of her mood. Think of her mood if you need a hint. Think of her emotions during this video. Think of her emotions when you're trying to use out of. Because she had 2 different emotions during this video. Wow, somebody made a mistake, forgot to take off Russian. The kid was out of, man, that's actually perfect, but that's a phrasal verb. That's a, well, no, but we need something more literal. We need something more literal, but that is a great sentence. The kid was out of her mind, that's a great sentence. Child made thing out of control. The child was out of control. That would have been good, even better. The child's out of, something like porridge slot out of the plate. Yes! That's what I was looking for, something more literal. Because the kid was out of her mind. That's good, that works. But she's not literally out of her mind. I need more literal things to teach people how these prepositions work in a better way, when you can actually see it happening. Child made thing out of control. Not really, but yes. So I can put, I think it was porridge. Let's just say cereal. She knocked, or at least her head did, knocked the cereal out of the bowl, not bowl, bowl. The girl got into the bowl out of her mood. The girl got into the bowl. I see what you're trying to say, but I think the better way to say that is the girl going into the bowl got her out. No, I don't know how to say that. I see what you're trying to say, but I can't fit that sentence. The girl got into the bowl. No, that sentence needs rearranging. But yeah, the best way to put it is she knocked the cereal out of the bowl because of her naughty mood. Yeah, that's better, because of her naughty. Well, she wasn't in a naughty mood. She was excited. She was just out of her mind, basically. She was too into what she was doing. She wasn't thinking. She was like, oh shit. And then she just ends up putting her head in the cereal, and then her mood, it just completely took her out of the mood. She was just out of the mood, okay? It took her out of her happiness. She was out of the mood after that, you know? So the best way to say it is she knocked the cereal out of the bowl, because when she slapped her face into it, a lot of the cereal fell on her face, fell on the floor. So yeah, she knocked the cereal out of the bowl, okay? All right, we have like 2 more. Let's watch. Next one. Oh, sorry. It's funny. She just used the preposition out of. She just said he wants. She wants her papa to get out of the store. We just learned that one. But anyway, with this one, I want you guys to use. I want you guys to use. Inside is too easy. Inside is too easy. I don't want to use inside because it's too easy for this one. I want you to use. All right, let's use inside. Go ahead. Try using inside. Inside should be easy. I want to see a lot of different answers for inside because that should be easy for this. Inside. Yeah, smart dogs or smart dog. The dog was honking the horn, sitting inside the car. Okay, but you could have made it simpler. The dog was honking the horn inside the car. The dog was one dog was behind another while they were sitting inside the car. Yeah, that works too. Or you could just say, there are dogs inside the car. The dog is sitting inside the car. That one's the simplest, and that one's the winner. Oh, thanks. Well, yeah. Blacks don't celebrate Independence Day. During Independence Day, blacks were slaves. We don't celebrate Independence Day. But I know you guys don't know these things. No, congratulations. I know you guys. Oh, congratulations on your birthday. Yes, but definitely not Independence Day. Blacks don't celebrate Independence Day. It's funny because Will Smith was in a movie called Independence Day. And I'm like, what the fuck? That nigga be a slave in this movie. But anyway, yes, that sentence is perfect. So copy that one where it says the dog is sitting inside the car. That one is great. Or you can say the dogs are sitting. The dogs are sitting inside the car. Now, how do you say inside in Russian? Isn't it like the? Like ani v mashinie or something like that. Внутри. How would you say the dogs are in the car? The dogs are in the car. Like собаки в машине or something like that. The dogs are inside the car. The dogs are inside the car in Russian. Собаки в машине. Oh, okay, that's what I said. Собаки внутри машины. Внутри или в. Black people's not celebrate this. Well, conscious black people don't celebrate Independence Day. We might go out and go out with our girlfriends and look at the fireworks. But any black person who knows anything about history doesn't celebrate Independence Day. That's the stupidest thing you can enjoy the day. Understand the difference between celebrating and enjoying. When you enjoy it, you're just having fun. When you're celebrating it, you're enjoying it because of a historic reason. So if a black person said, yeah, we're having fun on the 4th of July, that's fine. They're just having fun. But if a black person says, yeah, we're having fun on 4th of July because we got our independence. And I'm like, oh man, you're crazy. You didn't have independence. So there's a difference. Yeah, there you go. All right, so one more, then we move on.
Тормози, мать твою! Дура! Блин, тормози! Поздравляю.
Wow. Russia. Yes, a girl is driving. Yes. Dura. Okay, let's see. Last one. For this one, we're going to say, oh, God. Between. Try to use between. Somebody's dying laughing. Dura. Between. This would be the last one. Blonde. Oh, man. Let's use between. It was a blonde girl driving, probably. The girl got between the rock and the hard place. Yes, that works, but we need something more specific. That's a great phrase, but we need something more specific so they can understand it. Why is always something that beeps at you? What is the sound? I don't know. Something beeping, I really have no idea. are. Yes. Every woman is every woman. Every woman. WOMAN. Every woman is crazy. Or you can say all women are crazy. Anyone can use between. The car went between the fence. Nope. The girl drove the car between the fence. No, she drove the car over the fence. That was over the fence or into the fence. Like she went into the fence, like right bam. So between, the only one I can think of for between is guys like her for what's between her legs. That's the best one. Guys like her for what's between her legs. So most likely she's not very beautiful. And if that's her boyfriend, we pretty much know why he likes it. She decided to pull between the pedal. Between is when it's something in the middle of two other things. Right now, my face is between muish and a. Let me cut it on. Muish and a cell phone. My face is between the muish and the cell phone. Right in the middle. So when you're between, you're in the middle. And right now, I'm in the middle of a muish and a cell phone. That's in between. Like how do you say in the middle or in between? Like sredni? Like sredni? Like sredni? I forgot how to say it. Who knows how to say like in the middle of sredni? In Russian, of course. Между. God damn it. That's right. Между. Fucking do. Между. What am I thinking? Между. Посередине. Посередине. I never heard посередине. But yes, thank you for the new vocabulary words. Now, we're going to watch these 15 clips, and as we watch them, I am going to read the sentence as it's happening. If you can, cut off the sound to the video of the YouTube video. If you can't, whatever, it's not that important, okay? I'm going to read them anyway. How do you manage to switch the topic about the car into something about girls? Yeah, it was about girls. Well, I mean, there's a girl in the video, so it was easy. Okay, ready? Now, she fell down onto her chin. She fell down onto her chin. That one was simple. Next one. Fails of the year. Now,
Mate, hold on, James. Hold
he
on.
fell after the swing. Oh. He fell before the swing. Before he completed the swing. He jumped over the fire. He jumped over the fire.
Roll, man. Roll. Don't run. Roll.
Are you good? Mm-hmm. Ready? Go.
The ball flew into her face. He fell from the boat. They fell, or they are falling on the ground. They fell on the ground. Together. They fell on the ground. I love this one. I absolutely love this one. This one is hilarious. I absolutely love this one. Up, 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 up. He nearly made it. He nearly made it. But he made it into the water. Okay, this one. Video is in slow motion during his leap. Or video was in slow motion during his leap or jump.
Ken.
Okay, the bottle is leaning against the glass. The bottles are leaning against the glass. Hopefully there's nothing inside his pockets. I really hope there's nothing inside of his pockets.
Oh my god, look at the eel!
There's an eel. And here goes the principal, and congratulations. All right, there you go. Hopefully there's nothing inside his pockets. Okay. His head was falling towards the sand. Or his head fell toward the sand. The child was hit by the falling tower. She knocked the cereal out of the bowl. And last one, the dogs are sitting inside the car. The dogs are sitting inside the car. I think this was the last one. Was there another one? Is there another one? Oh yeah, there's one more.
Тормози, мать твою!
Blondinka. The guys like her for what's in between her legs.
Блин, тормози! Здравляю.
I think the word he said in Russian is like congratulations. Okay, so we have 3 minutes. Yeah, he was pissed. Let's watch some more. We have 3 minutes. Let's watch some more. Damn. She fell onto the ground, or she fell on the floor, or she fell on the ground.
1, 2, 3, go. You meant to fall backwards.
Does anyone understand what the little girl just did? Does anyone understand what she just did? That was really funny. And she doesn't understand. You can hear her complain. Listen to what the people say.
3, go. You meant to fall backwards.
Genius. That girl is so cute, but that's genius. She was supposed to fall backwards. She was supposed to fall backwards into the arms of her sister. She was right. She did the opposite side. She was supposed to fall against her sister. She was supposed to fall into her sister's arms, but she fell forward onto the floor. Her face went towards the floor. Her face went straight towards the floor until it smacked it because she thought her sister would catch her. That's her fault. You know, it was her first time doing that. It was definitely her first time. She didn't know. And she's so cute. And yes, that was a nice ass. Definitely. We think just like Ruben. Is that a black guy? Is Ruben a black guy? Let me see. No, but oh, that's Ruben from Ukraine. Oh yeah, what's up? Yeah, I gotta come back to Ukraine sometime. But yeah, definitely. All right, next one.
Oh, here we go. Come on, Kaz. Oh my God, Kaz, brake.
Wow. Wow, Kaz. Wow.
Brake.
Wow. 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 What a genius. What can I use here? Oh man. I'm gonna try to use since. I'm gonna try to use since. And she hasn't ridden a quad since the accident. And she hasn't ridden a quad. We call those machines quads. She hasn't ridden a quad since the accident. Or you just say she hasn't ridden a quad since. She hasn't ridden a quad since. So like, since this happened, she never did it again. So after this point or starting at this point, she never did it again. That's since. I would not know how to say since in Russian at all. So basically, since I've been to Russia, I know there's not bears everywhere. Since I first came to Russia, I knew there's not bears in. I know there's not bears anywhere. Stechport, right? So since this accident, she hasn't done any more. Or you just say she hasn't ridden any more since. So when you're talking about a point in time, you can say what happened at the end. So let's see. Basically, okay. For example, I don't like light beer, but once I had dark beer, I haven't had light beer since. Once I had dark beer, I haven't had light beer since. Or you could say, I haven't had light beer since I began to drink dark beer. That's another way we say it. I haven't had light beer since I tried dark beer. Because dark beer, for me, is much, much better. Light beer gives me a headache and all this stuff. I don't like it. All right, guys, any questions? That was our little preposition lesson for today. Checking my phone. Just now I'll just give you guys some extra time to ask questions if you have. And yeah, in America, they're definitely having a lot of fun for Independence Day today. I would be there drinking and stuff too, but no. Independence Day is kind of the American version of Russia's May 9th. Basically the same. They're celebrated similarly. They're both very popular and a lot of fireworks. So they are very, very, very similar. And couples love them. Couples love them. All right, guys, you're welcome. That was fun. Please show us how you speak Russian. Maybe next time. You can watch my YouTube videos and check it out. All right, I'm going to go rest my back because I hurt my back again being an idiot. So have a good night or good day, guys. A lot of fun. Catch you next time. Yes, it is a free day in America for most people. All right.